We have met so many interesting people who are ordinary people. They've done extraordinary things.
I like to be the funny one and bring some humor to the show. I think the show is for everyone because we're motivating, we're inspiring, we offer hope to our community.
The Girls Show, I believe, is a show that empowers women. And we're able to ask some of the questions and discuss some topics that you might feel uncomfortable doing. And that's what we're here to do.
Welcome everyone to a brand new season of The Girls. We are via Zoom. This is our first time and we are all at our own homes, my mom and my sister-in-law Lori. So nice to see everybody from the privacy of our own households.
Nice and
Hi, everybody.
Hi, so, Mom, I see you have a crown on.
I do. I just wanted to say that I don't know about you, but I sit around the house wearing my crown every day. Yeah, right. I got my birthday crown and I'm sitting here eating jelly beans. My two favorite things to do. But I want to send a real quick shout out to all the people that at Fritzinger Town. My dad, Andrew Juba Marquez, lives there, and everybody watches us down there. So I want to say hi to the staff and everybody there because they're always saying hi to us. And my dad just went through COVID, and so far, with everybody's prayers, he's been doing really well. So I told them we'd say hi to them. So
and Lori and my mom both celebrated their birthdays in January. So we have two January babies with us. Lori?
Oh, yes, 47. Can't believe it. I'd like to go back instead of forward.
Well,
the one good thing, the one good thing about Zoom is that, we can be a little comfortable. So I don't know about you guys, but today I actually put jeans on. Usually I'm in my pajama bottoms. Is anyone wearing anything of interest from the waist down? Everyone's clothed.
Well,
clothed.
The interesting thing is I have sneakers on, which is more comfortable for my feet. But didn't you find it unusual that we're able to put lipstick on? I haven't had lipstick on because I'm wearing a mask so much. I was like, oh my God, I found my lips.
Yeah, I finally found the perfect color. And then COVID came and now I cover it up with a mask. So you're right. Yeah, putting lipstick on is like a luxury now.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I have a full face of makeup on now, and I was telling you guys during, when we did the practice Zoom, if I didn't get to my nails, I was just going to keep my hands down because Mom always says I talk with my hands. So the nail polish is done. I feel like I'm actually outside of my house. I'm actually inside my basement, and this is the background I use when I do the news. So I just decided to use that because it was nice and easy. But we're hoping that everyone enjoys us from home as we get through 2021. We have the vaccine out. We are still social distancing and wearing masks. So we have that going on. Right, girls?
Yep.
Yeah, we have a lot of new things going on. So.
Well, through COVID, I know there's some things that we've been trying to kind of preoccupy our time with. And we all have things that we're doing differently. For me, as I started a new hobby and I started making wreaths. And I think it's funny because I was least likely to do crafts. And Lori and I always laugh because I told her I actually just bought a bow maker. That's how freaking bowing it is here at my house because I purchased a bow maker.
You definitely are the last person I would expect to have a bow maker.
Yeah, and the last person I would expect to start making punny jokes because you're always making fun of me with that. So now she's bowing and the whole bit. But yeah, Janine, those are some fancy earrings you have on there too.
How about it? So I decided, promote some local businesses as we get through COVID. I know I'm guilty of the same thing going to Amazon, but I do also support local as much as possible, the local businesses that support our business. And just to name a few, we go to Frankie's and Sacco Chiropractic and Boyer's and the cheese stores. So I do get to those places too. But this is my friend Leanne Falabelle sells her earrings. So I thought these were so funky and fun. And I think it's funny that we're all in red. We didn't even coordinate this. We're like, yeah, we're just going to decide in the morning what we're wearing, and we're all in the same color.
I thought something bright for a kind of a dreary day today that it is. So that's why I went with red today.
Well, the three minds think alike. And it's funny with the earrings, I've been so used to wearing my little studs because, again, from wearing the mask, I can't wear any of my like big, long, hoopy earrings. So I got so used to wearing these that I just put them on and forgot all about the earring thing.
Oh, and I was like looking through my jewelry box thinking, what am I going to wear? Because for the last couple of months, like many people who have been home, it's been the recycling of the same 3 pairs of either pants or pajama bottoms or jogging pants or jeans, and
Or
just
leggings.
really little, if any, jewelry. Because, and like Lori said, the lipstick, who's putting the lipstick on, you know? The earrings are paparazzi, by the way. So she does sell them, and she actually gave me a free pair. They're all of her jewelry is $5. I'm sure people know what paparazzi is, but she gave me a free pair of earrings. So I was like, yeah, I'll give her a little plug because that was really nice of her to do.
Well, she could give me a free pair of earrings too, and I'll give her a little plug. How about you, Lori?
Absolutely.
Well, I bought earrings and she gave me one extra in there. So I should say that too.
Okay.
You guys want to talk about our guest because she's on hold she's in our waiting room now. So when we come back from the break, we'll meet our very first guest via Zoom. We have Mary Fico. I'll tell you how our cross path, and she is a cancer survivor, and she's also a new entrepreneur. So when we come right back here on The Girls via Zoom on SSP TV, you will meet Mary Fico. We're back here on The Girls on SSP TV. We are via Zoom and the safety of all of our homes. We have my mom and my sister-in-law Lori here, and we have our very first guest. We have Mary Fico, known as Mary Doc on social media. So Mary, thanks for joining us here on the program.
So excited to be here.
So you and I met in a kind of nice way that, we met online, right?
Right.
A little bit about you and being I know you're a cancer survivor. We're going to talk about that today. And you're also, that led into, being an entrepreneur. So first, tell us a little bit about you.
Me. So I am a wife and a mom. I grew up outside of Philadelphia, so right in southeast Philadelphia. And I live about 50 miles north in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. I have twin boys who are very active in basketball. As a matter of fact, they just left for basketball practice, and they someday want to be Sixers. And I am a twin, so kind of an interesting twist in our life, right? So, and just living the dream, absolutely. And I love that we met through just a fun holiday party, online, like people sharing different holiday gift ideas, and we became friends. And I just love that. I love meeting people and engaging and having a good time, because that's like the way our world is now.
Well, Mary, we have a couple things in common. I'm not a twin, but I had twins. Janine, my brother, Sammy. So we have all these twins going on. And of course, Lori's married to a twin, my son. So what brings you to the show today that's most interesting, though, is your story about your life, how you had breast cancer. Do you want to touch on and bring everybody up to speed on what exactly happened to you? What happened? How did you first find out that you had breast cancer?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love sharing about it because it was life-changing, and for women that especially hold off on, either getting checked or I don't have time. I was one of those women. I have history in my family. My grandmother had breast cancer. My mom's sister died of ovarian cancer. So I've always been very diligent about getting checked. And from age 40 to 45, I got my screening, my mammograms, always got called back for extra screening. So when I was 45, right before I was diagnosed, I had a mammogram, but a 3D one, the new ones that they came out with. Mm-hmm. And it came back clear. And for the first time, I had a clear mammogram ever. It was about 6 months later, I was actually on the road traveling for work, and I felt a lump. And it feels like a lump. I've had so many people ask me, like, what does it feel like? Guess what? It feels like a lump. Like, it's a lump. And I put it off for about a week because my twins were getting their first communion at the time. And, for Catholic viewers or anybody out there, that time is very crazy. And it was like that week, you know, it was coming up. So anyway, I called the doctor. I feel a lump. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a cyst. And they brought me right in. And like within 2 days, I had another mammogram and ultrasound. And not to be, you know, long-winded, but it ended up being breast cancer. At first, I was diagnosed what they thought was early stage 1, you know, breast cancer, get it with a lumpectomy and radiation is what doctors kind of push at you. And I decided to have a full double mastectomy because of the history in my family. And then, and the doctors were okay with that. And good thing I did that because the pathology came back with, it was not stage 1, it was stage 3, and it had spread to my lymph nodes. And it was, cancer was found outside of both lymph nodes, which means it was out in your body. So I'll never be cancer-free. I'll be what they call no evidence of disease. So after that, it was just chemo, brutal. Like, well, I will say I was scared to death because I always picture in my mind like somebody, you know, sick to their stomach, you know, like with chemo. I was not, but it's brutal. Like it was, I had infections and hospital stays and complications. I mean, chemo is tough for anybody that you know, like just, you know, always reach out. Chemo and then radiation, 37 rounds of radiation. And then I did have reconstruction with the double mastectomy, and they do it after all the treatments, but it failed 3 times now. So I got a severe sepsis infection after the reconstruction, probably from the radiated tissue. So it's a 50-50 chance it'll work after treatments like that, and mine didn't. So they keep trying to fix it. So I don't know if I'm going to try again because it's hard. But you know what? I'm scarred, and I have a lot of probably afterward complications, like not complications, but just side effects. But I'm watching my boys grow up, and if I had waited, my husband and I play the what if game all the time. Like whenever we get like upset over something minor or little, you know, we say, what if? Like what if I had not called the doctor and waited until like my 6th month, like my next mammogram, it probably would have been stage 4.
So Mary,
And it would have spread. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm going to stop you just for a second because you're talking about, you know, life obviously changes when you get that diagnosis and you're sitting in a chair and you're alone at that moment at that appointment.
Yep.
So, you know, I'm sure, you know, you are advocating for people to go get screened early, but let's talk about what got you to the point you're at now. Like, how did you get through these brutal treatments? What was your, I got to get up every day and go?
So my kids, obviously, you know, I didn't want them to be without their mom, and it was that. It wasn't me not wanting to be here. It was, I didn't want them to not have a mom. So I had this mantra, like, I got this. I just started this, I got this type of mantra. But one thing that really actually got me through was sharing about it. When I had friends that had asked me, like, what did it feel like? You know, the lump, you know, was it a lump? Like, how did it feel? And then I had friends even share in their 40s that never got a mammogram before. So I decided to go like public on social media. And every time I had like a chemo treatment or I was at a radiation, you know, treatment, I would post a picture of myself, no hair, and say, like, this is it, guys. Use me as your reminder. Like, go self-check, get screened. If you feel something, go to the doctor. Talk to your doctor about risks. And I've had so many women reach out like that they did just because of my post, which if it saved one person, I was one of those people that just assumed I was doing everything correct. You know what I mean? But just to answer your question, what got me through was that, like, so then I would have all these people like, you know, kind of my cheering section, if you will, you know? And there was one point where the Pope, if you remember, I mean, my family's very Catholic, came to Philadelphia, which was such an event. If I hadn't been going through this, we would have been there. But I was so sick. I mean, in bed, sick, nothing. Luckily, I wasn't in the hospital. I was at that point like, no, I'm not coming this time or whatever. And he was riding around Philly, and there was a grotto right near the cathedral that before he came, you could put prayer intentions in the grotto. I don't know if people saw that. But my niece, who is 5 years old, she wrote for my Aunt Mare, who has breast cancer, and put it in the grotto. And then they posted that on Facebook. That grotto, I have to tell you, then I had all these other people do the same. And when he was in that grotto, I saw him walk into it because my husband came running down the hallway. The Pope's in the grotto, turn on the TV. But I knew, like, I don't know, prayer, like my faith and my prayer too, like got me through. Like I just knew I was going to be okay. I mean, there were days where I told my husband, like, I can't do another day. I mean, it really is tough, but like you have to find it within yourself. Like I'm going, like I can do it, and talk to other people. There's so many people that don't share their story, which is okay. But I tell you, by sharing it, it gave me so much strength, if that helps.
Mary, you are a very inspiring person, and we want to continue
I talk a lot.
the story. After the break, we're going to talk about what led to you being an entrepreneur after being cancer-free, and talk about how you've been able to uplift other people, not only women, but other people that maybe have been down during the pandemic. So stay with us right here on SSP TV. You're watching The Girls. We are via Zoom. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching The Girls via Zoom. Our first guest is Mary Fico. She's known as Mary Doc if you search her on social media, especially Facebook. She is a cancer survivor. Yay. And she is also an entrepreneur. So, Mary, thanks for joining us here via Zoom.
Oh, I just love being here with you guys. It's awesome. I love it. Thanks for having me.
So we want to pick up where we left off, because we were talking about you having the cancer, going through the cancer, and then supporting other people with the cancer. When did you find out you were cancer-free? And again, using your story to inspire others. I know that for me, when I first interviewed you for a news piece, I was having a really hard day because I work from my basement, and I'm a people person, not around a lot of people, and I kind of gets lonely, and and you just inspired me. You're focusing on the positive through the pandemic. So tell us about when you found out you were cancer-free, and how you're inspiring other people.
So March 28th, 2016, I do know dates. I was told by my oncologist, she said, no evidence of disease, you are good to go. I do have to take medication forever because it had spread, but I'll take it, as long as I'm here. And I, after that, I went back to work. I ended up taking an early retirement. It was a little bit weird, to work that long in a career and say, I think I've had enough. It changed. The cancer changed me, and physically too. I was struggling to travel a lot, and now I didn't want to do that anymore. So I I decided to retire, took some time off, and I didn't do anything for a little while, but I knew I needed to earn some extra money.
To ask you, you said you went into becoming an entrepreneur. So what did you do then? As you said, you took a little break, and then you had your own business. What did you select to do, and how did you get involved in it?
So I wanted to be at home, and it's hard to find a work from home job, especially coming from a career of 26 years, in business. So I was just looking, and my niece, she was doing Nu Skin on the side, and she was like, Aunt Mary, join me in this. And I'm like, what did you get yourself into? What are you talking about? And it was, for me, a business of just amazing products, which I know we're not here to just talk about the products, but I love they're just amazing products, skincare, personal care, that are affordable, not, high dollar. So I fell in love with that, but I also fell in love with connecting with other women who are going through the daily grind of every day, busy, and not stopping. And I found myself connecting with these women and having such a great time. Like, it was so much fulfilling. My husband has even said to me that he got me back after I started with Nu Skin.
And I do want to promote your business, because I think you can sell ice to an Eskimo, because it's just your personality and your motivation, and you're such an inspiring person. It just comes through, even through technology. I would, even to meet you in person, you're just one of those people that makes me leave happy. So thank you for that. And
I love that.
But it's Goal Getter which is ironic.
getter.
That's so you, goal getter.
And you model it very well.
Your products are amazing. I know that, I trust you because, your word is golden. But this business is something that really is one of those businesses that actually helped you through the pandemic. So we have only a couple minutes left, but if you can quickly tell us, how have you been living through the pandemic, and how have you been getting through your treatments and raising a family and running this business through the pandemic, and also staying healthy?
Our business is all online, virtual anyway, and it was, before that. So I, predominantly promote my products through social media, and then, through friends on the side or whatever. But our sales tripled, quadrupled. People wanted our products and wanted to buy things online, and not go to the store, which a lot of the stores, I think, right in the beginning were closed. So I'll give you an example. Like, our tanner is ready to probably take off, because this is it's a seasonal product, and this time of year, everybody all of a sudden wants to be tan. We're done with winter, spring's not here yet, I want to be tan. So what we did was, during then, is I started to connect with a lot of people, like, hey, this business can help you through the pandemic on the side, make some extra money, because it's a free business to join and sign up for. Like, when we talked about it before, like, you can sign up, you can join, you can promote the products, and whatever you sell, you make money on. And there's no requirements, like, there's no risk. You don't put any money into it. So I was able to help probably about 15, friends, like, jump into this business on the side and just earn a little bit extra money to help them get through it. For me, it just tripled. Like, it made me realize how much more I could help people. Like, it's not a business that I just sell, like, toothpaste or whatever. Like, it helps people make extra money. And I'm totally like, kindness is like, the best thing in the world. Like, I just love helping people. And that's been like my goal.
Me so much stuff. I felt bad. Like, she's sending me all. We're going to talk about the new skin. If you go on the Socializer one on my Facebook page, you'll see I'm demonstrating some of the products. I talk about the toothpaste, and I'm going to be talking about the skincare line. But Mary, thanks for joining us on the show. Mom and Laura, if you have any last minute words, because we are running out of time here on our Zoom interview with our first guest of a new season of The Girls. COVID safe here from our own homes via Zoom. Mom?
I just want to thank Mary so much for sharing your story with us, and that it has a real nice twist at the end here where you become an entrepreneur and you're helping other people. And I want to tell you something. You're the nicest person I think I've ever met.
Oh,
and this is a Zoom, and I could feel the warmth coming out of the screen here. So we have to get together at some point. But I'm looking forward to Jeannie demonstrating those products on me.
Oh, tell her to share.
Oh, I am going to tell her.
Lori?
Well, Mary, you truly are an inspiration. So thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for sharing your story with everyone to inspire others.
Very good. Mary, I'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Mwah, mwah. Virtual kisses to you. Love and health to you and your family. And this is our first via Zoom interview here on The Girls. You can watch us on SSP TV on cable. You can watch us anywhere on ssptv.com, and you can also watch us on YouTube and, of course, Facebook. We'll see you next time.